baseball fans. You're watching On Deck with Tyler Redmond.
Welcome into On Deck. Today we are joined by one of the most exciting Braves fans you will ever see, Kevin, otherwise known as Acuñamaniac. Kevin, good to be with you, brother.
Good to be here, brother. I tell you what, Tyler, this has been an amazing ride so far, brother. And just the fact that that football game is over, that just means we're that much closer to baseball season, brother.
That's right. Pitchers and catchers report tomorrow on Valentine's Day. We are not that far away. But Kevin, I want to take the opportunity to kind of get to know the man behind those glasses, because you are one of the most, I think, interesting Braves fans I have ever seen. And I've seen you in person. I've seen how fans interact with you. I think it's great. But I think everybody kind of wants to know, what is the, of course, Acuna Mania is a mixture of Ronald Acuña Jr. and Hulk Hogan's Hulkamania. How did you come up with that crossover? And, it's kind of taking a life of its own now.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. This whole idea of Acuna Mania came to mind when June the 21st, 2021, Ronald Acuña Jr. and the Atlanta Braves were in New York at the Rotten Apple, and they were taking on those stinking Mets. Game 2, it was a tied game. It was nasty and rainy still. And what did Ronald Acuña do when he came up but hit a long 400-foot home run to straightaway center field, brother? And when he rounded second and was heading to third, he did one of these. When I looked at the screen, I was like, oh, brother, I know exactly what that is. Hulk Hogan did that back in the 80s and 90s, brother. So how can I combine the two loves, brother? The brother love of Hulk Hogan and the Hulkamaniacs, and my love for the Atlanta Braves and Ronald Acuña Jr. So I started matching the names, and then it hit me, brother. The big man upstairs planted the seed in my mind, and he said, listen here, little brother, you're going to take this and you're going to run with it, and it's going to be named Acuñamania from now on, brother. And that's how it started. And then just 3 days later, 1, 2, 3, the Atlanta Braves came to my hometown in Cincinnati, Ohio, and there it was. I had a sign of Ronald Acuña doing this. I had my bandana. I had my shirt made from red tape and just a plain old t-shirt, brother. And I didn't have the mustache that time, brother, because I was just a little weakling. But since then, I've said my prayers. I've trained hard, and I've eaten my vitamins, brother. And from that day on, and when I was in the stands, I was sitting there watching Ronald Acuña Jr. playing in right field, brother. And Acuñamania was born, and he tipped his hat, and he gave me a salute, and he threw me a baseball. And right then, the bond was made. A bond like no others were made, brother. It was just so powerful, you didn't know what was going to happen, brother. But that force just landed right there in Cincinnati, Ohio, on the banks of the Ohio River. Gets me all pumped up just thinking about it, brother.
Absolutely. You're getting me pumped up right now, man. All the energy, and you've kind of taken a life of your own. Ronald Acuña is a superstar, but anytime a person goes to the ballpark and sees you, I know they want to take a picture with you. I know they want to get to know you. Tell me why, though. I mean, you were willing to go to the extreme. I mean, beyond dressing up and beyond, going to the park and doing all of what you've done before. I was at an autograph signing, what was it, a month ago, if that, and you're in the front of the line. You get Ronald Acuña Jr. to sign his name right here. And then what is it? Later that day, you take it and get you get the autograph tattooed on you. I mean, you got to have some passion. And I want to know how that came about. What made you make that decision to do it? And how's the tattoo looking these days?
Well, Tyler, since you want to bring up that magical day, the day that all the heavens opened and it shined down right there in Marietta, brother, that's where it all happened, at the North Point Mall there in Georgia. We knew, my buddy and I, Aaron, which is like my Jimmy Hart, my handler, if you will. He's like, brother, we've got to go to this signing. And I was like, brother, Ronald Acuña Jr., they're charging a lot for an autograph, and I'm just a blue-collar worker, brother. But how about if we get a picture? And I go completed like this because I've met him not once, but twice in character, and he just laughs and everything. But, brother, being able to be a posed picture, I was like, now that's going to be money well spent. So when we showed up there, and there was a blooper, and he started doing all kinds of awesome stuff, and we just started cutting a promo, brother. We thought we were going to be a tag team right there on the spot. Then the time came when we went up there and be like, we did the picture, and I'd start cutting a promo, and Ronald just starts laughing, and I'm like, that's what it's about. He is a superstar. He is number one in all of baseball, but he's also just a kid, brother. He's got a kid burning deep inside of him that just wants to play baseball. And to see somebody this passionate about a fan, that's what it's all about, brother. Not only does he care about his fans, he loves his fans. There's all kinds of videos out there, people saying, oh, he's stuck up, oh, he shouldn't be doing this and doing that. Well, let me tell you something, brother. If you see, my story is just one of many, how he goes out of his way to take care of his little fans. But when I see Ronald Acuña up there, and I'm like, listen here, brothers, I've got an idea. If you would sign your name on my arm, brother, on one of these smaller pythons, then we would go ahead and we'll get it autographed. And his manager, Nick, was like, you mean tonight? And I said, sure thing, brother. We're not doing anything else. I've already trained today, and I've already eaten my vitamins, and I'm constantly saying my prayers. And he's like, all right, let's do it tonight. Well, lo and behold, there was that big thunderstorm, brother. The bad guys, the stinking Giants, did not want me to have that happen tonight. So we had to wait till the next day. His people said, hey, let's go here. We went and met this guy named Chris at Lucky Draw there in Marietta, and we told him what was going on. He was so cool about it. He goes, yeah, we could do that, brother. So I'll go up in there with this marker on my arm, brother. And next thing you know, we start getting more messages back and forth. Hey, brother, this is Nick, and Acuña thinks this is going to be really cool. We're gonna put some logo on you, brother. We're gonna brand you as the ultimate #1 fan of Ronald Acuña Jr., brother. We're gonna trademark this thing. We're going through the roof, brother. I couldn't believe it. I was like, brother, you know that's an answer to my prayers. Not only have I been a Braves fan forever, brother, but Ronald Acuña Jr. and being just a normal Joe, just a normal face in the crowd, brother, we are going to let him do this. And there's the result, brother. Ronald Acuña Jr., then this was his branding, brother. Not only did Example Brand put this on me, but later, the very next night, Ronald Acuña Jr. receives his big MVP bling, all crusted diamonds on solid gold, brother. And just like the video said, Ronald, just like these are forever, I need you to be a Brave forever. The whole crowd went crazy. He said, all right. The man is a man of his word, brother. Not only did he show up for the tattoos, he paid for them all, brother. That's right. All I had to go through was a little bit of pain, but that's okay, because there's always pain, brother, but pain is temporary. This is for life.
And it's rare that, a baseball player takes time out of his day like that for fans. And it's nice to know that the guy here in Braves country, who's at the forefront right now, the MVP, Ronald Acuña, is that guy. But you've been a Brave fan long before Ronald Acuña. And what's interesting to me about your case, and you're far from the only one like this, but you're all the way out in Ohio, like we've mentioned before. What brought you in to Braves country? I assume it's TBS, right?
You know it, brother. TBS, the Braves channel, the broadcast station, the Turner broadcast system, brother. That's what brought the Acunamaniac. Well, what made me come into Braves country, brother? It was back in those days, back in the late 80s, brother, where I come home from school and I turn on that old gray and white or that black and white TV, brother, and it had to warm up. So I had time to go get me a snack. I had time to do some training and some prayers and use the bathroom. And I come back and the TV just did warm up. And then I would see it right there, TBS, that classic music. And here they come. They're out there in the late 80s. We're having a blast. And we're watching Ron Gant, Ronnie Belliard. We're watching Nick Asaski. We're watching Greg Olson, where he's number 10. And then I see this kid, and I hear the story about this kid signing out of high school, out of John F. Kennedy High School, brother, up in Michigan. And I'm like, now this dude is going to be somebody to watch. So I started watching Steve Avery, brother. And just like his nickname, Poison Avery, that's what he did, brother. He poisoned all the National League, and he just ran right through it. And then there was another Cincinnati native, Mr. David Justice for All, brother. He brought me in as a hitter, and then before you knew it, we got the crime dog. Then here comes Chipper, and then the rest of the Jones boys. It was just an electric time to jump on board, brother, back in the late 80s and early 90s, brother. Yeah.
You've known Acuña beyond this MVP season. Of course, this is about the most viral it's been. But you've known Acuna since his rookie season. I believe he's even thrown you a few baseballs as well.
That's right, brother. Not only did I have that awesome meeting with him on the day that he came up, but that very day warming up, brother, in the 6th inning over in left field, brothers. He was playing left field. He saw me cheering for him with all my heart. And he threw that first ball, brother, and I kept it. It's just a plain old beat up baseball, brother, but it means a whole lot more to me than just that, brother. And then over the course of all these years, I've got a total of 9 baseballs tossed to me, all recorded, of the man passing the power of Acuñamaniac back and forth with me, brother. When I caught it and the power of that little orb just started glowing, brother. Oh, I just got more power of Acuñamania running through my blood, brother. It just runs so deep.
And I noticed that Venezuelan flag behind you. I know you've had a lot of fans come up to you at the park, but how cool is it that folks from Ronald's country, Venezuela, also recognize you and appreciate all of what you do?
Oh, that is so cool that you should mention that, because I had these couple come up to me with some broken English, but they were telling me that they think it's really awesome that I'm #1 fan of Mejor de la Sabana. I'm like, La Sabana, that's Ronald Acuña. And they're like, see. So what I wanted to do was let them know that I love Venezuelan baseball. So I never did this in any disrespect or anything, but it just worked out that the mashing of Acuñamania and Hulkamania just worked out. Not only is it the classic colors, brother, but it's also the colors of his native flag, brother. So it just matched perfect. So everything that Acuña wears, all this just matches in, brother. And one fan in particular reached out to me and said, just wanted to let you know, brother, that you have officially been adopted by Venezuela. I was like, how about that, brother? Acuñamania has went worldwide. I say it, and I believe it. But this was for certain right here, brother, that it has went worldwide. We're down in South America, brother, and it's just so powerful that nobody knows how to stop this, brother. There's nothing that can stop it, because I've already got the man's word. He's going to be a Brave for life. He's promised.
Well, let's hope the Braves win another championship this year. I know you don't have a doubt in your mind that they're going to, but how are you feeling about the Atlanta Braves as we enter the season of 2024?
Well, brother, it's like this. At FanFest, when we were going through there meeting them all, some of the newer faces, like Chris Sale, was meeting me for the first time. He's like, where can I get that belt, brother? Like, let me tell you something, Chris Sale. You may be this awesome pitcher. You might have won a World Series. You might have won a Cy Young. But this is a 2021 World Series championship, brother. Now you're playing for the best team in the land with the best player in the world, brother, playing right there beside you. And it has just oozing with the power of Acuñamania, brother, the strongest force in all of this world. This is how you get a belt. You win a World Series ring, we'll give you a belt. That brother looked right at me and he said, deal. Put on the bracelet of the Acuñamaniacs. And he was hooked. He's an official Acuñamaniac. He said, deal, let's do it. We are hooked. In that bond, brother, we shook hands. It's on. World Series 2024. Chris Sale gets a championship belt. The Atlanta Braves gets another World Series ring. The city of Atlanta is going to celebrate, brother. Peachtree, pecan. We've got it all going on.
And of course, one more final question. And this one, I already know you don't have a doubt that Ronald Acuña Jr. will not only be a World Series champion, but will also repeat as a National League MVP. But I want you to tell my viewers why that is.
Well, Tyler, it's something like this. Not only is it meant to be, and it's written in the stars, brother, but we've got so many Acuñamaniacs running through there, brother. So when you believe in something so strong, when you pray so hard for something, then there's nobody that can knock you out of that, brother. When you have other players on the team that are Acuñamaniacs, when you have AJ Minter flexing and ready to be a tag team partner, when you have the mascot ready to tag team and take on anybody, when you have the best there is, the best there was, and their best there ever will be sign a picture to the Acuñamaniac, when you have the hardest working man in all the world sign to Acuñamania, good luck, Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Oh!
Oh! there's no doubt that you're going to do it, brother. And then getting the good graces and the blessing himself, brother, here is a original Acuñamaniac shirt signed by none other than the immortal Hulk Hogan, brother. He's an Acuñamaniac. This is the certificate, brother. You know, when you go to the ball game as your first time, as your birthday, as your anniversary, your child's first game. Well, Ronald Acuña Jr. was at his first game in Cincinnati, Ohio. So the Acuñamaniac, we went up there to the concession stands and went ahead over to the guest services and said, today is a very special day, brother. Today is his first game. Said, well, what's your name? And I said, Ronald Acuña Jr., brother. So in honor of that, this is an original Cincinnati Reds for 4/25/18, Ronald Acuña Jr.'s first game, and Ronald got a copy, but he also signed this one for me, brother. Like I said, the man loves his fans. He'll do whatever he can for them, brother. He is a man of his word. It just gets me pumped up, brother. I'm starting to sweat. I'm ready to take on the big old stinking Giants, the stupid draft Dodgers. We're ready to take on the stinking apple, the rotten apple Mets. We're ready to take on the filthy Phillies and the no good, can't breathe out of water fish. The nasty Nats, you bring them on, brother. They're going down for the 1, 2, 3, just like we raised that big old stinking giant high above our heads in front of 93,000 screaming Acuñamaniacs right there under the Pontiac Silverdome, brother. Slammed him down. The big leg drop for the 1, 2, 3. So, Braves fans, when this season starts, well, let me tell you this, brother. Not only do we have the support of all these celebrities, all these different men and women from all over the world, brother, but this is how you know that the year 24 is going to be a repeat for Ronald Acuña Jr. What number did he come up with, brother? That's right, his number 1, brother, the one that he looked up to, number 24, Miguel Cabrera, brother. He wore number 24, and then when he comes up to Atlanta, he goes and he wears number 13. So the year 24, the number 24, the 24-inch pythons, brother, branded with the Acuñamaniac. Those are some reasons, but if anybody wants a doubt, brother, there's another one right here, brother. This is how we know, brother, right here, that this is the reason why 2024 is the year of Ronald Acuña. So the question is, National League, when all the dust settles and the smoke clears and the Braves are standing number 1 with the World Series championship and the MVP is named as Ronald Acuña Jr., what you gonna do, National League, when all the Acuñamaniacs run wild on you?
Baseball fans, make sure you like and share this video and subscribe to this channel. As always, thank you for your support.